Hello viewers, and thanks for joining us for this edition of Football Planet on your Pan-African channel, Africa News. I am pleased to welcome you for this edition of your weekly sports program, during which we bring you the latest football news from Africa and the rest of the world. Morocco has expressed its interest to host the 2026 World Cup. The country's football officials filed the application files on Friday. This is the 5th time they are bidding. But what makes the recent bid different from the previous ones? What is the possibility for Morocco being retained? We will get the views of a Moroccan colleague, Jamal Walam. Gabonese striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has made history in Borussia Dortmund. The striker became the highest goal scorer in the history of the club in the German league. The 3 goals scored during the German Cup helped him to achieve that dream. Still, in this edition, we will focus on the evolution of minors in the football game of some African countries. Under 17 players of Burkina Faso and the Mauritius Island reflect on their way forward after the COSAFA Under 17 Cup, which ended 2 weeks ago. Those are the top stories. Welcome to Football Planet. After South Africa 7 years ago, Morocco is looking forward to organize the 2026 World Cup. Morocco's football officials have applied with the world's football governing body, FIFA. The application is supported by the president of the African Football Confederation, CAF. We will be joined by a football analyst from Morocco, but for more on why Morocco wants to host the event, let's get details with Brigitte Ugwe and Lynette Bahati.
Morocco has officially launched a bid to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is the 5th time the country is seeking to host the competitions after its bids came up short for the 1994, 1998, 2006 and 2010 editions. If successful, Morocco will become the 2nd African country to host the tournament after South Africa did so in 2010. President of the African Football Confederation has appealed to African national football associations to synergize their efforts for a frank and massive support for Morocco's bid for the organization of the Games. He also revealed that he had already received the support of the presidents of the 6 zonal unions for Morocco's bid. The host nation of the tournament will be known on June 13, 2018, on the eve of the opening match of next year's FIFA World Cup at the 68th FIFA Congress in Moscow.
We have heard that it is the first time Morocco is presenting its candidacy for the competition. Morocco tried in 2010, but South Africa was chosen. Joining us on the line to Morocco is Jamal Walam. Walam, thanks for answering our call. We were a little bit surprised with the bid. How did you welcome the news in Morocco?
You must know that we were caught off guard, like everyone else. It must be known that Friday was the last day for the submission of applications for the organization of the 2026 World Cup, so it was not expected. It fell around noon. It was a surprise to us too, but we welcomed it, of course, with great enthusiasm and a lot of pride. We are very happy that Morocco can be a candidate for the organization of the 2026 World Cup, hoping that for the 5th time we will be chosen.
We all know that it is the 5th time Morocco is presenting its candidacy. What has been ameliorated to ensure that Morocco succeeds this time around?
Listen, a lot of things have changed since the last bid. That was in 2010 for the World Cup, and it was South Africa that finally got it. Since 2010, that's 7 years now, there are quite a few things that have been done. It should be noted that there are now 6 modern stadiums in Tagiers, Casa Rabat, Fes, Agadir and Marrakesh, 6 stadiums with international standards. There are 4 others that will be built very soon. In terms of hotel infrastructure, we are among the best in the world. We also built a highway, a very long highway. So really, in terms of infrastructure, whether it's stadium, hotel accommodation, even health, we are ready. It should be noted that in 2016, Morocco welcomed no less than 10 million tourists. So we are a country that knows how to welcome people. So I think that really our candidacy should be retained. We expect it in any case.
That was Jamal Walam, sports journalist with Moroccan television channel 2M. I wish you good luck in this bid, which I must admit will not be an easy one, as Morocco will be competing with the United States, Mexico and Canada, who want to co-host the event. We are expecting results of the bid in 2020. Last round playoffs for Africa's 2018 Amateur Football Championship, expected to hold in Kenya, started over the weekend. The away games were played, except for Senegal versus the DRC, which will be played this Tuesday. The DRC, title holder of the competition, was defeated in Brazzaville by the Red Devils of Congo. We also witnessed surprise defeats for Ivory Coast, Algeria and Nigeria. There is still a lot of suspense, as you can see in the result displayed.
And
I'm sure you noticed that the playoffs for the 2018 Amateur Football Championships still remain competitive, as the return games will be played next weekend. Fixtures for the World Under-17 Women World Cup are now known. Let's take a look. Matches will be played in October, while the away leg games will be played between October 13 and 15. The return games will be played 2 weeks later. The 2018 Under-17 World Cup will be played in Uruguay. Let's now take you to our focus of the week. Sometimes we talk about players only when they have reached the apex of their respective careers. Detecting talent is also very important and should be taken into consideration, as the youngsters most of the time are left in the hands of private officials. It is the case of Burkina Faso, where for close to 7 years now, a promoter has been organizing a tournament for budding talents from neighboring countries. Despite the difficulties, he remains convinced. Details in the following story. The 16th edition of a Solidarity Tournament bringing together football training centers has been opened in Ouagadougou. This year, 9 training centers from Burkina Faso, Mali, Ivory Coast and Niger participated in the event, which sometimes is not well organized due to inadequate financial resources. After 16 years of work, I remain convinced that we are on the right path, and I call on young footballers of the centers and training schools to showcase the sports spirit, especially creativity and enthusiasm in the game. According to Burkina Faso's sports minister, who sponsors the event, this type of competition helps in training young Burkinabe footballers and other Africans. Let me say here that if the standards are high today, it is thanks to these training centers, which have been there for about 15 years now. The performance of the youngsters is thanks to centers like these, as well as support from the sports ministry. During the opening match of the competition, ASJ2 of Mali defeated CFF Nabakango of Burkina Faso by 2-0. The finals will be played on August the 20th. From Burkina Faso, let's now move to the Mauritius Island, not really a big name in African football, but working towards making their country reach higher heights in the game. For the first time in its history, the Mauritius Island played the finals of COSAFA Under-17 Cup. Football in the island is gradually being developed to reflect standards in other African countries. Details with Evariste Chinumba and Robert Kodingo, with contributions from our correspondent, Yassine Mohabou.
Mauritian football players have spared no effort to relaunch the sport that began its descent to oblivion in 1999. After the violence that occurred this year during the last March Division 1 Championship, responsible authorities suspended the Football Federation. For the last 3 years, the league had been regionalized, denoted by the ethnic colors donned by various teams. This is a project first of the government in place. It is to stop ethnic playoffs and regionalize football and how teams play football in other places. The new formula of the Mauritian Championship will comprise of 10 teams playing each other 4 times for a total of 360 matches. This year, it was Pamplemousse SC who carried the championship's title, but there are still some ups and downs. It was difficult for all the teams before the end of the season. We had a small problem on the side of the federation, which destabilized the players. But we are still present at every game. The national team has not been left behind. With these recovery changes, a French technician and a former Mauritian international who has French, Australian and Portuguese experience have been entrusted with its supervision. Despite all these efforts, the matches are played in stadiums that are always empty. As fans opined to our correspondents, Mauritians prefer watching the English Premier League, of which a new season just kicked off.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has made history in Borussia Dortmund. Despite his willingness to quit the club, the striker kept working hard to ensure that he remains performant by scoring goals. On Saturday, he became the highest foreign goal scorer for the club after scoring 3 goals during the match between Borussia Dortmund and the Division 6 club. His total goals, 124, puts him ahead of Swiss player Stéphane Chapousat. Let's have a look at some of Aubameyang's goals.
Aubameyang is in! Second foot back on the score sheet. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Away from a chip kick. He can, and he's got the cross in! And Aubameyang makes it 1-1! At Hamburg, and a vital goal here! It's Dembele. Nice invention. Aubameyang! Aubameyang, his 30th Bundesliga goal of the season. It's Aubameyang!
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. D'autres joueurs africains.
Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane are among other players who distinguished themselves this weekend in Europe. The Egyptian and Senegalese attackers scored during the 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Watford in Day 1 matches of the Premier League.
Sur le terrain de Watford pour le compte de la première journée de la Première Ligue anglaise. Mais l'attraction du week-end, c'était bien sûr les premiers pas de Neymar en Ligue 1 à Guingamp dimanche.
But the biggest attraction over the weekend was Neymar's first appearance with the French league. A highly awaited appearance watched worldwide. Neymar did not disappoint as he scored during Paris Saint-Germain's 3-0 victory against Guingamp.
Comme toujours, il a régalé, passeur, buteur et Paris a maté Guingamp. Victoire 3-0.
It is on that note that we end today's edition of Football Planet. You can watch the program on our website, africanews.com and africanews.fr. Don't forget to send your reactions on our Twitter and Facebook pages. Thanks for watching, and take the rendezvous next week for another edition of Football Planet. Have a wonderful week.